It's John back with another video, and I have a question for you. So, are you inexperienced as a public speaker? Have you never done any public speaking before, or really minimal, like show and tell at school or something like that? Do you have some experience? You've maybe done a few practice shots, maybe you go to a Toastmasters club. Are you a pro? Do you even teach this stuff? Whatever level you're at, these cards are going to be useful for you. Join me in a moment as I take you through how to use the Cicero cards. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you give us a like and subscribe and click that bell icon to stay alerted of all the latest videos, especially when we're going live. So the first thing is going to be to take a look at the groundwork, so stay tuned. We'll be back with that in just a moment. The eagle-eyed and regular viewers to watching my content will know this isn't my usual kind of video. So we're on the iPad, we're away from my desk. In fact, I can probably show you in the background. There's the setup, that's the usual thing. That's what I'm usually on. Here's the rest of my office, the relaxation corner, my meditation space, view outside, the tea and coffee corner with my bookcase there. A few more slides, I'll give you the whole tour right now, that's not what we're here for. Some of you may or may not know that the World Championship of Public Speaking is coming up in Toastmasters, and as a result, I have decided to enter myself this year. Next year I'm probably not going to be eligible because there's a good chance I might end up being the area director for the Toastmasters in this region, which means I won't be able to compete in the competitions, very sadly. But you know, it could be an unfair edge if you're too much of an insider into it, right? So we'll see. But this year could be an opportunity to compete. Last year I had COVID, so I couldn't compete. I lost my voice completely before the competition, and so there was no way I could compete. This year it's all virtual, thankfully, and been doing my very best to stay away and stay protected as much as possible. And so my voice is pretty good, and hopefully it's going to hold out in time for the contest as well, which is coming up very soon. So I did promise in some of my other videos that I was going to deliver some content about how to use these bad boys. These are the Cicero cards, and so that's what we're going to do today. That's what this video is about. I'm not going to do everything in one big chunk, but I am going to take you through how I work with these and how you can utilize it to structure your own content and information. So there we go. That's the start of it. We're going to rearrange things here so I can show you how I work with the cards. So bear with me a minute. So the first thing we're going to work with is the groundwork. So the first part we come to, and if you buy the box, you'll find that you do get a very helpful little booklet. I'm going to show you that in the camera. So a very helpful little booklet that gives you all the hows and how to get started and what to go through, what to get ready. So you will want to have your cards handy for this, and there is a downloadable version as well. So if you buy it, you can actually download the version and start using them straight away. You may want to have some post-its handy as well, maybe some adhesive tape or some blue tack or something similarly to those, so that you can start utilizing it right away. So we are going to start with the groundwork. So you can see I have my groundwork card here. It gives you an idea of how to be laying things out. So the first part of groundwork is really to work on the goal. What's my goal? What's the purpose? What do I want to get? What do I want from the audience? Well, the purpose is to deliver, hopefully, a winning speech in Toastmasters. So the goal is going to be for me to have a 5 to 7 minute talk that is informative, entertaining, and also helps people to understand that success doesn't come easy, but it's still worth having and still worth going for anyway. And that if you let the fact that it's not easy stop you, you may never be successful. So that's the message that I want to have in there. And if you have thoughts or feelings about that particular message, if you think, oh, I'm not sure that's the message people are going to want to hear, I thought about that, and I'm thinking that if it's done the right way, if it's humorous and entertaining enough, hopefully it will go along well. So my goal is, I'm going to have a post-it for this. I'm going to write it down here. My goal is Toastmasters competition speech. I want to have it around the idea that success takes work. And most people quit because it's too hard. So that's what I want. What do I want from my audience? I want them to get excited about the idea that that you have to become something more. That success takes you to a new level. So I want audience to get excited about doing hard things. I was going to put difficult, but it's too much, not enough space on the paper. So that's my groundwork. Let's put that over there. Equipment. Do I need any equipment? That's my next card. The presentations this year are going to be virtual. So I guess the equipment I do need is a webcam and a microphone, which I already have. Maybe a background as well. I could make use of that. Okay, maybe I do need some equipment. So let's stick those on there. Duration. Well, it's a Toastmasters speech, so that means 5 to 7 minutes. Doesn't sound like very long, does it? 5 to 7 minutes, that's my duration. Language. Well, it's an international competition, but it's all in English, which luckily for me is my native tongue. Do I want simple or complex? I want simple language because it is a universal audience full of all kinds of people. So I don't want any sort of industry specific or technical language, or certainly nothing that doesn't get explained. So simple English is what I'm going to be aiming for. So target, what's my target? Who will be present at your speech? Again, this is a universal audience, but mostly of Toastmasters. So I'll put my that there so you can see it. It's a universal audience of other Toastmasters mostly. And because it's online, because you can now see the whole contest online as well, anyone and everyone. So that maybe isn't too helpful in terms of defining an audience, but there are times when you give a talk or a presentation where it will be relevant. So then we have the expectations or objections. Well, I already think that my audience are going to relate to the idea that people tend to quit when going gets tough. But I also think that they may object to the idea that you have to do the hard things and stick with them. So my goal is going to be to I want to remove this objection. So that's going to be a big part of the talk as well, into having people think that they don't want to have to work hard to get the things they want, into getting excited about success that they want to create in their lives. So that's good. These are all the groundwork cards. We are done. We have our whole groundwork. So I'll put them all out here. Everything's on a post-it note. So I'm going to go and stick this all up onto my whiteboard, and I'll show you what that looks like when that's done. Okay, I'll try and keep my hands as steady as possible, but here it all is up on the whiteboard. You get a bit of a clearer issue. So this is just laying out my groundwork. So I can see it all visually up in front of me. I've got my goal, my duration, my equipment, my language, my expectations and objections. Pretty good. So that's where we started. The groundwork is done. The speech is on its way. So there's my groundwork behind me. The next video is going to be on creating main points for the speech. So you might want to make sure that you get onto that. If you want to have your own Cicero cards to play along with this, follow the link in the show notes in the description. You will find that it's not an affiliate link, so I'm getting no money for doing this. I just think they're great cards. The guys who created them are really cool. They also have a storytelling deck and a creativity deck. I may well do some videos about them in the future as well. I will give you a link at the end of the video to the interview that I did with them a while back about the cards and how they came up with them and what their plans are for the future. I encourage you to check that out as well. Really cool guys, super nice, and the Cicero cards are really good. So get your own pack if you would like to be doing this along with me, or just watch the next video and see what we go into with the main points. Once we've done that, the next video after that will be going into some deeper structure, and we'll be really starting to pad out the talk and presentation. And then I'm going to take you on the journey with me of actually competing in the Toastmasters contest as well. So you'll get to see that too. So we're going on a little journey together here. You're going to get the advanced edit of my Toastmasters entry into the World Championship of Public Speaking. We'll see how far I get as well. So see you on the next video.